Good Saturday, everyone. Alongside Brent Hubbs, I'm Austin Price for the Volquest 2-minute drill. Tennessee in shells on this Saturday. Matriculating, that's a word that William Inge used during his press conference afterwards, towards full pads coming up this week.
Yeah, and obviously you're moving forward. I mean, we're starting to get to that point where it's, quote, real football, which is what everybody's looking to see. You saw some increased physicality today and some one-on-one stuff, special teams, offensive linemen, defensive linemen stuff. Everything's building towards a week from today, which is the first major scrimmage where you're likely to start to see some separation, not just at the quarterback position, but I think at some other positions as well.
Linebacker, William Inge likes his group. They're a much deeper room than a year ago. Now, still some unproven commodities, but he likes how they're trending.
Yeah, I mean, they're deeper, but they're not very experienced when you talk about, basically four guys who haven't played, and you've got Edwin Spillman as a third guy who played when healthy. It's very clear he likes Edwin Spillman, and this program likes Edwin Spillman to go along as the third guy with T. Lander and Arion Carter. And then it becomes about those four newcomers and Jordan Burns. How fast do they get caught up to speed and stuff?
Chris Brazel, not out there when we were out there, but he was out there after we left. I think starting the acclimation part of this to get him to pads quicker than, maybe if he had to wait till next week to kind of get going.
Yeah, I mean, the plan is for him to return to full practice at some point next week. And what you don't want is him to be in a situation where he's got to be in shorts, while everybody else is in pads. So I think they're trying to work towards some of that acclimation stuff and get him back right and get him back 100% healthy. They clearly need him. We don't know how they finished today. It was a rough start today in routes versus air. Now, who knows how they finish, but I think getting Brazel back out there will be good for this wide receiver group, and they've got to manage that group. You don't want to wear those guys completely out in terms of how much they run. I think that's partly why you're seeing the 2 days on, day off type scheduling that we're seeing right now out of this football team.
Yeah, interesting, when you factor in that this is a team that, is really young in so many spots that, you're going to get these built-in off days to maybe kind of go back and review and maybe do a few teaching moments for some of those younger kids and, give them a chance to pivot heading into the next day of practice.
Well, and I think the thing that you have to remember, too, is it is fall camp. And fall camp feels different than it used to when you had the old school two-a-days. But like today, they're all coming back in the building this afternoon for meetings, and they have walkthroughs late this afternoon. So it's not like they're done for the day. And that's the way fall camp is. There's a lot going on to try to keep everybody up to date mentally, to try to get everybody ahead and working forward. So there's as much mental work being done as there is physical work, maybe more mental work than physical work right now.
Finally, Boo Carter did have a helmet today. And at least had pads on, then went and did his own thing in the off to the side in the weight room, but checking boxes, right? Like it's not the same thing every day. There's growth in the comeback.
Yeah, and I think again we've talked about it. It's just about stacking days. He's got to be on time. He's got to do everything the right way every day for multiple days. This is not going to be all right. Well, Boo was good for 3 days or 4 days. We're good. It's not like that. This is going to take some time. We'll see what Josh Heupel has to say about him next week as we get a little further into this. But, yeah, building and continuing to do all the things he's being asked to do. We'll see if he continues to stay on the track that he's been on here for the last couple of days.
So you're saying it's not like my kid when she acts up and I tell her she's not getting ice cream and then she's good for 30 minutes and I still go to the ice cream?
That's because you wanted the ice cream.
Maybe. He is Brent Hubbs. I'm Austin Price with the Volquest 2-minute drill.